Rosemary water is everywhere right now, but does it really help with the hair growth? And how do you actually make it the right way at home? Today, I'll walk you through the science, 2 simple recipes, how to use it, and the biggest mistake to avoid. Hi, and welcome back to Cosmetic World, your trusted resource for hair color tips and tutorials. I'm Celine, a hairstylist based in North America, and I will be guiding you through everything you need to know about the benefits of rosemary water for hair growth, how to prepare your own batch, as well as the application technique to get the best result. Rosemary has been used in beauty industry for centuries, and more recently, studies suggest it may help with the circulation and reducing inflammation. But is this true? Could it be really create a healthier environment for hair to grow? Let's find out in today's tutorial. Before we get into today's tutorial, I would just like to quickly run through our YouTube disclaimer. Cosmetic World's hair coloring tutorials are for informational purposes only. Therefore, we accept no liability for any outcomes when using any of these products or techniques mentioned in this video. Remember to always do a patch test beforehand and consult a professional prior to use for your own safety. The key compounds like ursolic acid and rosmarinic acid are believed to support follicles. It also contains iron and calcium as well as vitamin A and vitamin C. But remember, evidence is promising but not proven. There's a difference. Think of rosemary as a gentle natural helper, not a cure. Some research even compares rosemary extract to popular hair loss treatments. Results show it may help reduce dryness and shedding, whilst potentially improving hair thickness over time. But it's not instant. Consistency is the key, and results vary from person to person. Let's make rosemary water. There are 2 methods, a quick boil and a longer boil, with steeping. Both work, so I'll show you both side by side. Method A. Add 2 to 3 sprigs fresh rosemary or 2 teaspoons dried to 2 cups of boiling water. Boil for 5 to 8 minutes. Cool for about 1 hour. Strain and bottle. So let's move on to that now. To make your rosemary water, you will also need a saucepan, a beaker, protective gloves, and a spatula. Make sure to wear your protective gloves for safety purposes. And now I have 2 cups of water in the beaker. And let's pour that in our saucepan. And let's bring it to boil. Turn on your stove. And once it boils, we can add our 2 sprigs of rosemary. So now the water is boiling, we can add our 2 sprigs of rosemary. We'll let this boil for 5 to 8 minutes. So when we come back, we'll cool it for 1 hour and it's ready for strain and bottle. So I will see you in a short while. Keep a close eye on it and make sure that the rosemary is fully submerged into the water. So while we're waiting for our first batch to cool down, let's move on to method B. We will boil the 3 sprigs of rosemary for 15 minutes with 3 cups of water. Now I'm gonna pour my 3 cups of water in the saucepan. Now that we have our 3 cups of water in our saucepan, we'll let it boil and we can add our 3 sprigs of rosemary and we'll boil it for 15 minutes. Now that our water is boiling, we can add our fresh 3 sprigs of rosemary and let it boil for 15 minutes. We can use our spatula to submerge our rosemary into the water. Continue to push the rosemary into the water. For now, let your rosemary continue to boil. So after 15 minutes, we can turn off the heat and steep for another 25 minutes. So keep your spatula handy. Remember, you can add more water if it is necessary, but be mindful not to dilute your rosemary water too much. Quick tip, you can put the lid on to stop the water from evaporating. Now the 15 minutes is done, we can turn off the heat. We can take off our lid and let it sit for a moment. Then we can begin steeping for another 25 minutes. Your water should look like this, a slight greenish tint. Now we can begin steeping. Let's leave it for a minute and we'll come back and repeat the same process every minute for 25 minutes. Method A and Method B. As you can see, Method A is lighter than the Method B. I can differentiate it by lighter and more intense. From Method B, the longer boil plus steep makes a deeper infusion. Therefore, you will get a better chance of getting a better result in Method B. Once your water has been refrigerated, fill up an empty spray bottle. You can start by spraying your rosemary water evenly across the hair and scalp. Massage helps to stimulate the scalp further. We love scalp massage brushes for this. They are linked in the description below. Continue brushing until you have completely covered the hair. You can use rosemary water in few ways. As a final rinse after shampoo, a daily spritz to refresh, or massage directly into your scalp. For dry hair, daily use works well. For normal hair, 2 to 3 times a week is enough. How long until I see a result? Give it at least 6 weeks to 6 months with consistent use. Can I leave it overnight? Yes, if you're comfortable, just cover with a cup. Can I mix with other ingredients? Absolutely. Some people add rice water or a few drops of rosemary essential oil into their carrier oil. Rosemary water is generally safe, but patch test first. Overuse can sometimes cause irritation, and if you're pregnant, on medication, or dealing with ongoing hair loss, talk to your healthcare provider before starting. And remember, it's not a substitute for professional treatments. So rosemary water may help support healthier looking, fuller hair, but only with consistency and the right method. You now know 2 recipes, how to store it and how to often use it. For the full guide, printable direction and facts, click the blog link in the description. And if you'd like to enhance your result, check out the scalp massage brushes we've linked below. For more natural hair care tips, watch our video on how often should you oil your hair. Link right here. Thanks for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials like this, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for the latest special offers. If you'd like to learn more, check out our full blog on mixing ratios. It's linked in the description. And if you need professional hair colors, developers, bowls and brushes, or professional scale, you'll find a large range at www.cosmeticworld.ca with international shipping available. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Bye for now.